Yo, what's good, YouTube? If you're here right now, you're a legend, and you know that we got Marlon Craft. A bunch of people hit me up on my Marlon Craft videos and other videos saying, yo, he dropped State of the Union. I know, homie. I know, I saw, and homie is to everyone that is tuning into the Marlon Craft videos, man. Marlon Craft, one of the young OGs in the game, baby. So I'm super pumped to check this out. I saw this pop up on my feed yesterday, right before the Harry Mack live streams, and I was like, "Ooh, we got some Marlon Craft to react to, baby." I'm super pumped. Longer than his normal vids, and he's been dropping so many different videos. I don't know what's gonna be on the album, how much of the album is gonna be unheard of, how much of it is gonna have already been released. I'm very curious. It's almost February. I know he's mentioned that it's gonna come out in February. I don't know if there's an actual date or not. But we'll see. Shouts out to the people in the comments. Didier GLZ says, or Didier GLZ says, yo, please react a lot to give It Went Under the Radar to Reactors is an amazing song and very chill. I feel like I've done that on a live session. I need to go back and check. And speaking of which, I do upload all of my reactions from my live sessions to Patreon. I do need a little bit of catching up. Quick plug if you're considering supporting the channel in that way. And then one more. Let's see. On the Andre 3K features live session yesterday, my boy Jay Walshy16 says, new Marlon Craft drop, State of the Union. Can we please get a reaction, homie? I got you, and I got everyone else who's watching this video, man. Let's get it. State of the Union, Marlon Craft. We in it, baby. So inauguration day today too, so timely with the topic. But he's probably about to go in. He's probably about to go in with some truth, baby. Let's get it.
The State of the Union is that there isn't one. If a house
I was gonna stop it for the beat, but he comes through with State of the Union is there that isn't one. There is no union. We're all it's not union. It's all separated. State of the Union is that there isn't one.
If a house divided can't stand, we've been sitting, but sitting officials letting you starve and die. They say
we've been sitting. But sitting officials stay that.
If a house divided can't stand, we've been sitting, but sitting officials letting you starve and die. They say for a party, I say it's dogma to America's awful lie. Sniffing the party line, intoxicated from white.
Sniffing the party line, intoxicated from white. Line like cocaine, white like cocaine, but party line like the same old shit that everyone says. The party lines, the Democratic or Republican political party lines that people spit, and white because everyone there is white. Most of the politicians are white. Come on.
I say it's dogma to America's awful lie. Sniffing the party line, intoxicated from white. That fake superiority created by authority.
Fake and I love how these past 4 years have just shown how little the presidency means anything. I guess maybe I'm getting a little bit out there, but having that guy in there, having a guy like Trump in the office, just deteriorated whatever meaning that the office had. And if you actually know what's going on, you know that a lot of the people before him did some evil ass shit as well, and it's not a great spot, regardless if you actually know what's going on with a lot of different things. But it was just so blatantly obvious. It was tougher to hide because he didn't want to hide it. Trump was not about hiding how belligerent and awful he is. Whereas decisions of most people in the office are belligerent and ridiculous generally. Given the actual problems going on and the solutions that they provide when it comes to people with money and when it comes to people who actually need help, it's laughable. But yeah, I mean, I knew this was gonna be this type of video just by the title, just because of Marlon Craft and everything that he spits about. But we got to do it, baby. We got to talk about the real shit. Let's go. 25 seconds in only,
Intoxicated from white. Fake superiority
created by authority. Yeah.
Convince the poorest he's still one cast up. Cause at least you're not black.
Convince the poorest that he's one cast up. The existence of the cast themselves is the fucked up issue. But what do? They convince people that they're one caste up. And caste, if y'all aren't aware, the caste system out in India, which I don't know too much about, just from what we've learned in school and stuff, so I'm not trying to say anything, just like what caste actually means in this context. Convince you that you're one step up than you actually are, so you feel all good. But really, really where you're at is so much lower compared to what equality would look like if it actually existed.
To convince the pars he's still one cast up, cause at least you're not black, and if at least you're not that, then if you see and got mad that the elite don't backs of your labor, you point at your neighbor instead of up to keep you off track. They told you.
See all these people that feel like they're one above because of the racist mentality. So if you're not the lower race, quote unquote, and that's what he's saying, if at least you're not black, at least, quote unquote, is the thoughts in racist mind, so you're above someone else, but you're not above anyone, first of all. But you're convincing the poorest that they're one caste up because the lowest caste is the racism riddled, lower level people.
One cast up, cause at least you're not black, and if at least you're not that, then if you see and got mad that the elite don't backs of your labor, you point at your neighbor instead of up to keep you off track.
Yup, you point at your neighbor instead of up. Look at the people who are actually doing this to you. Why are you poor? Don't think that they got your interests at heart. And this is what doesn't make any sense to me. The hypocritical nature of lower class or lower financially. I don't want to say lower class because I hate that reference, but it's just what we use. How the lower class white people think that they're on some other level, right? When they're being taken advantage of just as much in certain cases.
They told you your sins weren't sins, but beneath that hatred is shame. Your humanity was picked and sold with the cotton of slave. System is fucked, we benefit passively, white liberals and such. Make a social identity from giving a fuck. But that privilege they may acknowledge, they ain't giving it up. We ain't living.
The privilege that they may acknowledge, they ain't giving it up. And they're talking about the real shit about your ancestors grew up from this... with the cotton of slaves.
System is fucked. We benefit passively, white liberals and such. Make a social identity from giving a fuck. But that privilege they may acknowledge, they ain't giving it up. We ain't living it much. The ego's driving the car, and it just depends on where it got its license. How many of us really choose our own thoughts and vices? You don't get paid, but you're a walking advertisement. Made us all addicted to fame so that we work for free.
Made us all addicted to fame so that we work for free. People doing this shit just to get fame, just to get known. Not to know themselves, but for other people to know. Just to do it for other people.
Paid, but you're a walking advertisement. Made us all addicted to fame so that we work for free. Millions factless cause their schools ain't teach them how to find them. If they get to choose, they pick the ones that they're once aligned with. If they got to choose, they pick the ones that they align with. If you got to choose the facts, because the schools aren't teaching you what they're millions of schools factless, so they let these people choose, and if you choose, you'll choose the things that you align with. Speak your truth, bro. If they get to choose, they pick the ones that they're once aligned with. Can you track your opinion to its origin? If not, I then we intent. They profit when we not decisive.
Can you track the origins of your opinion? If not, I then. They profit when we not decisive. They profit off the indecisions. Everyone's so scared of deciding. Everyone's so scared of being true to who they are because they're trying to get some other person's acknowledgement.
Your opinion to its origin, if not, I then we move without intent. They profit when we not decisive.
And the opinion's origins are somewhere else. Until you actually find out who you are and find out where your opinion's origins are, then you can do what you want to be doing. If not, then you're just a profiteering machine, or then you're just a profit machine for the people that are implanting those opinions in your mind, or whoever implanted in the minds of the people that implanted your mind with the opinions. Where does it trace back to?
Rappers been lazily referencing the Matrix for years. Who knew algorithms would really dictate what we hear? Lazy to care, afraid to look inward. We live in our own noose, for we live in our own truth. Fake tweets about how you love everyone.
And all humans do, shout out Gary V quote, all humans do is create their own jails and live within them. Create their own jails and live within them. That's a Gary V quote. And I'm sure maybe other people said it too. I mean, basically similar words to what Craft is speaking right here. We live in our own noose.
own news before we live in our
before we live in our own truth. We'd rather kill ourselves because other people aren't fucking with us, or we're not getting what we need from other people because we're not taught to look within our own mind.
truth. Fake tweets about how you love everyone. You won't even wear a mask to save somebody's grandmother. Entitled to the lies of freedom, you in denial. I seen this shit for a while. It's lethal, man. Word to Dan Glover. You can't fake lightning, but you can plan thunder. Pay a racist brand before.
Hold up, what? You can't fake lightning.
Fake lightning, but you can plan thunder. Pay a racist brand before we pay attention. I sit in damn wonder.
And I'm probably guilty of this shit too. Pay a racist brand before, like, one, I mean, you got to do the research too in that type of scenario. Pay a racist brand type shit. But then what big corporate conglomerate isn't, you know, in some ways problematic?
Pay a racist brand before we pay attention. I sit in damn wonder. Yeah. And everyone talking generational wealth, but outside making money for ourselves. We won't give the next generation no help. May already be too late to save the fucking planet. If we don't stop playing, there won't be no more generations to help. We train people.
It may already be too late, bro. That's so fucking true. Do the homework, bro. Do the studying. But like, what are we doing? What am I doing to save the environment or whatever? You know, fuck. This is the type of shit that'll get you thinking. And as long as you're aware, at least you can start moving towards a direction that's needed to be gone.
Planet, if we don't stop playing, there won't be no more generations to help. We train people for survival of the fittest in traumatic conditions and sold them things that kill them. We made life into a gamble in the name of capitalism, then tried to hit the democracy switch when COVID hit, and now it's destined to fail. You can't abuse populations, leave them destitute and vacant, and then ask them to care about anything but their next move. Our own nation to blame, so I get why we at the club. Still, I ain't say I'm not enraged, I want better from us.
I get why we in the club, because we gotta forget. You can't blame abused population when you give them the shit that's bad for them.
Populations leave them destitute and vacant, and then ask them to care about anything but their next move. Our own nation to blame, so I get why we at the club. Still, I ain't say I'm not enraged, I want better from us.
If you're living in survival of the fittest type mindset, you're not caring about the next move, or you're not caring about, like, you know, 5 years from now. You're not caring about the next generation, which is where this tied from the generational plans. But we already might have fucked over the next generations because of the global warming, because of the shit we're doing. And also just the systematic fucked up shit, regardless of the planet and stuff, that's actually a problem. Just the systematic oppression that we have developed. I mean, I think everything is going in the right trajectory, but there are some things that like the planet has actually a tipping point, and the human race survivability, I feel like it won't go extinct. The planet will exist. The planet's not going anywhere. You know, it's the humans. It's not the planet that we're fucking up. It's our inhabitable places on the globe.
I just don't expect it. Trauma is cyclical. The most likely ones to neglect are the neglected.
Yup.
Future selling you Molly lean.
Every bar is the fucking truth. The people that are about to neglect the most are the neglected. Trauma is cyclical.
The most likely ones to neglect are the neglected. They have future selling you Molly lean, Percocet, and you think for a check they need a scheme on vaccine injections. A lot of the soft bigotry of low expectations, a lot of fetishization, celebrating regressive themes in the name of progression.
The vaccine's a whole nother topic too, bro. I mean, I generally trust science and shit too. So like, I mean, if you ask me, I lean positive in terms of the vaccine and shit, just because it's like a global, actual thing, and best scientists and stuff are working on it, and generally, you know, doctors and scientists and stuff. I feel like if they're working on it, I have a generally positive view on it, so I don't know what he's implying with this one specifically, but that's a whole nother.
They need a scheme on vaccine injections. A lot of the soft bigotry of low expectations, a lot of fetishization, celebrating regressive themes in the name of progression. There was something truly powerful.
Celebrating regressive things in this, celebrating money, celebrating chains, cars, celebrating guns and shooting people, celebrating fucking whatever bullshit that people flex about.
Fetishization, celebrating regressive themes in the name of progression. And when something truly powerful come, it's hesitation.
Yup.
And there's this fishy correlation between what's considered cool and what profits for corporations.
Yup.
And there's this
Fishy correlation
between what's considered cool and what profits for corporations. Rappers streaming tens of mils considered not as popping, cause on their next endeavor, no label owns an option. So vacancy across the culture. So when they say they do it for it, man, I gotta wonder. The only culture is validate wins and win equals money. Truths like my chest in 06 is beneath where the rug be.
Beneath where the rug be. It's but. Oh my god, bro. The only culture is validate wins, but what wins are is money, quote unquote, in today's world. And man, that's why I fuck with Marlon so much, is because he talks exactly what I try to talk about whenever I have the ability and chance to speak. Care about the happiness. You look inside your own mind. Understand who you are. Spread the positive energy to as many people as they can, because it pays it forward. They're gonna then spread their own positive energy to other people. But to understand that needs to happen, you need to go inside your mind, and to go inside your mind, you need to understand what other people's intentions are when they try to implant these thoughts in your own mind. And then you start to think about the truth. Once you start understanding the truth, in people's intentions. For me, I choose to not really focus on the evil intentions for other people, because I know what's going on, or at least have an idea enough to understand that it's not good, and then try to find the good within myself, and then spray that message without focusing on the negatives. But I think you need a balance of people doing all sorts, because then it's going to be tough for the people who don't know what is actually going on to get a grasp on it.
So vacancy across the culture. So when they say they do it for it, man, I gotta wonder. The only culture is validate wins and win equals money. Truths like my chest in 06 is beneath where the rugby.
Yup.
I don't even like talking this direct. I ain't no book report ass rapper, but I object to the marriage degree and clout without heat and doubt of what winning means. Ask why we on different teams. We don't play the same sport.
Yup.
Started getting to some.
What are your dubs? What do you dubs even mean? What do your dubs mean? What do you consider a dub? That's the fucking question.
Out of what winning means. Ask why we on different teams. We don't play the same sport. Started getting to some places I've been trying to go, and looking around like, yo, this ain't what I came for. So if I gotta give up what's righteous to get it, you can keep it. Fuck a popular lie, I'd rather be a truthful secret. Herd immunity to truth and self-assessment. Truth is, if not for COVID, Trump would've won re-election in a landslide. So we evaded Armageddon for good old store brand depression. But if a leader more savvy and less sociopathic with true fascist aspirations come along, it's gonna be tragic. 74 million proved. If the right rhetoric is used, we could end up on the wrong side of World War II too. And to defeat white supremacy, you gotta first want to defeat white supremacy. I don't think most of us really do. How many white mirror convos really bearing fruit? The only hope is that this moment in history.
White mirror combos really bearing fruit. Instead of Black Mirror reference? Like, why is it Black Mirror? Why is dystopia Black Mirror? Come on. If you gotta beat it, you gotta wanna beat it. If COVID didn't hit, Trump would have gotten reelected. By all accounts. Other countries in the world, because the other side is not good either. And that's the thing. One side was just belligerently awful. Not hidden awful, which is this new era that we're entering, but it's because the whole institution is awful. It's not
Convos really.
But then on the other side, so he was saying, if we actually got someone with the right words but with true fascist intentions on, like, if Trump wasn't as belligerent, as incompetent, but the same intentions existed in someone who was smarter and more capable, that's how shit happens. That's how Stalin happens. That's how Hitler happens. That's how shit happens. And the thing is, I also think the opposite is true. I also think if someone with the good intentions actually can use that power and actually fix things, and I don't know Biden, personally. I know enough to not trust him. But man, anyway.
White supremacy, I don't think most of us really do. How many white mirror convos really bearing fruit? The only hope is that this moment in history looks the same in both timelines of what the end could be, whether this the infection rising up and we fight and quail, or if it outscraps us and humanity just dies and fails. It was always gonna get worse before it got better. Racism was never gonna go quietly to the night.
Either way, we were gonna have this moment. Either way, it was gonna get worse before it got better. I would argue that it was already super low, and it's consistently on. If you drew a trajectory, and I've talked about this a lot, if you drew a trajectory curve, the slope, right? So if we're talking good, bad, I don't even know what I'm graphing at this point, but we're talking good versus bad in society and life, you know, so it's shitty, right? Wherever you want to start, it's worse, right? You could start at the plague, you could start at people like just killing witches, you can start at, you know, women being oppressed at whatever stage, you could start at slavery and wherever it started out, you could start at genocide, you could start wherever you want to start. It starts shitty, gets better, then it gets worse, gets better, it's worse, better, worse, right? And I think the trajectory is positive. That's the internal optimist in me. But whether or not we reach this threshold of we need to get there, you know, before shit really hits the fan, whether or not we get there in time is the problem. And I don't and you know, it's tough to even consider what on time is and where things are actually gonna go and all that shit. But man, I would love to sit down and just chat with my boy Craft about all this shit.
Rising up and we fight and quail, or if it outscraps us and humanity just dies and fails. It was always gonna get worse before it got better.
Always.
Racism was never gonna go quietly to the night.
Nope.
It never will, but I do believe that it, along with greed, could make its way out of our institutions so that all are free one day.
Yes.
I ain't say that it will, but today looks like today in both versions of the story. So gon' grab you a quill. It depends.
So go grab you a quill, bro. Write the fucking story. You write the story that you want to happen. Grab the fucking quill. Let's go.
Today looks like today in both versions of the story. So gon' grab you a quill. It depends what we do. There's only one person the future starts and ends with. It's you.
Let's fucking go. Craft. Another masterpiece. Let's fucking go, bro. Come on. Only Craft gets 22 minutes out of a 4-minute, almost 5-minute song. Decent sized song, but How We Intended album coming Friday or February. You know we're doing a whole album stream, baby. You know we're doing an album stream. You can't fake lightning, but you can plant thunder. Chills, bro. Come on. I gotta join the center. I know I said I'd join the center, but I gotta join the center. Just to support the man who's doing the work, man. Who's doing the work, baby. And, you know, I'm trying to do my own, whatever I can do. But anyway, peace out. We'll talk to y'all soon.